We'll call the meeting to order. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. A roll call, please.
Councilmember Irby. Councilmember Burkett.
Here.
Councilmember Wassinger.
Here.
Councilmember O'Mara.
Here.
Councilmember Dolan.
Here.
Councilmember Stanger.
Here.
Councilmember Quinn.
Here.
Madam Chair, we have a quorum.
Thank you. Do you want to do the approval of the journal?
Yes, I got it. I move for approval of the journal of the meeting of September 10th, 2013. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The journal is approved. Bid openings, we have no bid openings this evening, so we will move to communications. Communications?
Madam Chair, there are no tax compromises, zoning matters, or road and bridge matters this evening, so we'll move to other communications. Under other communications, item number 1, all districts.
Receive and file, and that will be the order.
Item number 2.
Excuse me. Receive, file, and the county councilor be directed to prepare the appropriate legislation. Same motion for item number 3, and that will be the order.
Item number 4, 3rd district.
Receive, file, and the agreement be approved as recommended.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Madam Chair, the record will reflect that Councilmember Irby has joined the meeting.
All right.
Item number 5, 4th district.
Receive, file, and the county council be directed to prepare the appropriate legislation. Same motion for item number 6.
So ordered.
Item number 7, 5th district.
Receive, file, and the agreement be approved as recommended.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 8, 5th district.
Receive and file.
So ordered.
Item number 9, 6th district.
Receive, file, and the temporary expansion of premises be approved as requested.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 10, 6th district.
Receive and file, same motion for item number 11.
So ordered.
Item number 12.
Receive, file, and the county councilor be directed to prepare the appropriate legislation. Same motion for item number 13. And that will be the order.
Item number 14, 2nd district.
Receive, file, and the county councilor be directed to prepare the appropriate legislation, and a copy of this report will be sent to the City of Maryland Heights, and that will be the order.
Item number 15, 4th district.
Receive, file, and the county council be directed to prepare the appropriate legislation. A copy of this report be sent to the city of Florissant.
So ordered.
Item number 16, 4th district.
Receive, file, and the county council be directed to prepare the appropriate legislation.
So ordered.
Item number 17, 5th district.
Receive, file, and the county council be directed to prepare the appropriate legislation, and a copy of this report be sent to the city of Richmond Heights.
So ordered. Add-ons, please.
Item number 1, 6th district.
Receive, file, and the county council be directed to prepare the appropriate legislation.
So ordered.
Item number 2.
Receive and file, and that will be the order. Okay. Mr. County Executive, do you have any report this evening?
Madam Chair, no report.
All right. There are no reports of special committees, so we will move to the public forum part of our meeting, and there are four or five people, I think, what do we got here? 4 people have signed up to speak. The rule is that you have 3 minutes to make your presentation. In the last few weeks, we've been having problems with going over the time. If you cannot keep your comments within that 3-minute period, we will ask the police officer to escort you back to your chair. The first speaker is Johnny Little.
Good evening. I'm Johnny Little, president and founder of E-Little Communications Group located in St. Louis, Missouri. E-Little Communications Group is a marketing and advertising agency which has been in existence since 2007. We have a proven track record providing communications, marketing, and advertising services to a wide range of clients, ranging from major businesses in the area to various nonprofits and government organizations. I appreciate the opportunity to address the council about the St. Louis County Parks and Recreation Department, RFP, that was discussed last week and received a preliminary approval vote. As a minority business owner who works with organizations in both St. Louis City and in St. Louis County, I have concerns about the preliminary approval vote. According to the RFP, companies who applied were to have 3 or more years of experience, and the company who received the preliminary approval vote does not meet the qualifications. That's as reported in the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. The company was incorporated in 2012. My second concern about the RFP is that the guidelines for hiring minority-owned and women-owned businesses as subcontractors are vague and almost non-existent. Quote, inside the RFP it states, the county strongly encourages minority and women-owned businesses to participate as subcontractors and suppliers in response to this RFP. It has been my experience that most governmental agencies have detailed, measurable guidelines with regard to this topic. For example, the City of St. Louis has an executive order which establishes a goal of at least 25% MBE and 5% WBE participation in contracts and purchases with city funds are expended. In light of these concerns, I'm respectfully requesting that the council to reissue the RFP with more specifics regarding minority and women-owned subcontractors so a broader group of companies like myself, a Little Communications Group, can respond and the county is able to hire a company which meets all of the RFP requirements. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Madam Chair,
Yeah.
Mr. Little, we do have an executive order regarding minority participation in contracts. We've had it for several years, so it is in place.
If I may respond, listed in the RFP, which is on page 5, it just says diversity and contracting. It doesn't list a specific goal. It states the county strongly encourages minority-owned and women-owned businesses to participate as subcontractors and suppliers in response to this RFP. But there are no specific guidelines. So if a company receives this particular contract, then they're not obligated to make sure that the 25% or whatever the guidelines that have been set by the St. Louis County, they're not obligated to have that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Mr.
Madam Chair.
Tom? Oh,
May I ask one question?
yes.
Did you submit, are you referring to the contract that was being awarded?
Did you
Yeah,
submit a
yeah,
bid?
yes.
Did you submit a bid?
I did not. It was listed for 20 days, and for my firm, usually it's listed for 30 to 45 days. So once we receive, because we're MBE and DBE certified with the City of St. Louis through the airport, so we receive an email list for RFPs or that are going out. I'm not.
So you did not submit?
No,
a
I
bid.
did not.
Okay.
No, I did not.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Tom Sullivan?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Let me say how glad I am that the county is addressing this problem of citizens speaking too long. I mean, imagine if this county council had to maybe take an extra 3 or 4 minutes, it would just be horrible.
Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome. Madam Chair and members of the council, at last Thursday's meeting of the Metropolitan Sewer District's Board of Trustees, something happened that I've never seen before at a public meeting. A woman from Webster Groves was addressing the MSD board about a long-running sewer problem that was not being corrected. But then she was told to stop speaking by MSD Chairman James Buford, who made it clear he was not interested in hearing her full statement. When she insisted that the board listen, the cowardly Mr. Buford had her forcibly removed. 2 armed guards, about 200 pounds each, approached the woman at the lectern. I would say the woman weighed about 115 pounds and had reached senior citizen status. One guard pulled her and the other one pushed her as they unceremoniously yanked her out of the boardroom. 400 pounds versus about 115 pounds. What an absolute disgrace. If the Webster resident had been allowed to finish, it might have only taken a few minutes more. but Jim Buford insisted on shutting her up. The lady might have wondered what country she was in. James Buford was named Citizen of the Year for 2012 by a group sponsored by the Post-Dispatch. Maybe it should be changed to Disgrace of the Year or perhaps Coward of the Year. I might also mention the Missouri Supreme Court is expected to hand down a decision soon on whether stormwater charges enacted without voter approval by the MSD board are lawful. As you all know, stormwater continues to be a very big problem in St. Louis County and has been for a long time. MSD has lost in both the circuit court and the appeals court, and the litigation is costing millions of dollars. Jim Buford was interviewed by Elliot Davis recently about the cost of the lawsuit. He wasn't the slightest bit concerned. As far back as 1994, the county council formed a stormwater committee to listen to citizen complaints, and there were many. Since then, MSD has still done little or nothing except spend millions of dollars studying the problem. The current board has continued to do nothing policy. In a poll once conducted for MSD, 42% of respondents said they had experienced either sewer backups or stormwater problems. I think these citizens would be smart to do what the Labor Council has done and not support Charlie Dooley for re-election. Based on his awful appointments to the MSD board, the county executive has made it clear he doesn't care about these residents or their problems. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Excuse me, sir. Stand right there.
I'll stand here.
Do you think I appointed Mr. Buford?
I never said that you did.
What are you making reference to then?
I made reference to what happened at the board last
No,
Thursday,
you
and I also
reference to
made
what
reference to the board.
What you made reference to, sir, is what you perceived that took place. I wasn't there, so I don't know what happened. And by the way, the things that you say is not always true. So I don't know what happened. I will look into it. That I will promise you. But by you saying what you say, I'm not inclined to believe all that is true. But I will look into it. Thank you.
Okay, but just for the
Thank
record,
you.
I did not say that you appointed Mr. Buford.
Thank you.
Marcia Hafner.
Good evening, and thank you for allowing me to speak this evening. I am the state representative for the 95th District in South St. Louis County, otherwise known as the Oakville area. And I just want to say that typically when I come to talk to all of you, I have a very prepared speech and really stress over it all day long about what I'm going to say. But today, it's a different day. I spent the afternoon with the Sisters of St. Clair, the monastery behind the senior housing development project that we've all talked about many, many times, and I just decided to come this evening to try to appeal to you again about what the issue is in South St. Louis County. I come with the perspective that I understand that the decisions you make are very weighted and you take them very seriously, but I believe that a decision you made in 2012 about allowing this project to move forward, you weren't given the correct information, and I have come to find out through hours and hours of investigation and listening to constituents and other residents that there are so many things wrong with this project that I hope that you will listen to what I have to say this evening. This building is being built out of wood. It is a fire hazard from day one for any resident that will possibly live in it. For some reason, the Melville Fire District approved an entry and exit that's one way. Anytime someone makes a 911 call, 4 pieces of equipment show up to that call. There is no way. And if you look at how this building is being set up, there is no way that if there were a fire in this building, that the elderly residents would have the best protection available. I understand that you make a decision before you see what's going on, but I invite each and every one of you to come to Oakville, to come see what's going on down there and see what we're asking low-income seniors to live in. No access to amenities, no sidewalks, a building that I don't believe is safe. When I built my garden center, there couldn't be a stick of wood in it. When the daycare center next to the senior housing project was built, there couldn't be a stick of wood in it. When the Sisters of St. Clair built a temporary kitchen, I'm sorry, there couldn't be a stick of wood in it. This is a wood building. That is a hazard. It's not if something happens, it's when something happens. I hope that you understand that you had an opportunity to make it right. And I ask each and every one of you to have the courage to make this right.
Thank you. Milton Rudy.
I'm addressing you tonight on behalf of the concerned citizens of Oakville and also Lynn Link, who wrote the following. It says, "Put this matter to a vote." It says, "Mr. Stenger, once again, the people of Oakville ask for you to put the matter on the agenda for a vote. You previously indicated that you would not put the matter on the agenda because you did not think that you had enough votes to revert the zoning. We ask that you do so anyway and give your fellow council members the opportunity to show the people of St. Louis County that they will do their duty and keep the citizens of St. Louis County safe. We can see that at this point you find yourself in a difficult situation and are confused and concerned about your relationship with the people of Oakville. We recommended that you model your behavior after the Councilwoman Irby, who last week, after all the other council members had left, took time to hear our complaints and showed concern. When this matter was set before the council in June, we could see that she, like us, was justifiably concerned and needed more information, and this concern inspired us to seek the truth. Her concern and compassion is evidence that she is a true blessing to her constituents, and we in Oakville wish we were so blessed. Information has now been given to the council on how dangerous this facility is. National Church Residences clearly does not care who resides in the facilities, how the market study on which the county relied, which would also be a defense against any lawsuit for detrimental reliance, contains multiple misstatements, and even how the HUD Capital Advance Agreement, which NCR gave to the commission in their July 29/13 letter, raises issues and concerns. Some of this information, specifically with regards to the dangers presented with regard to the karst geological features, was not available to the commission prior to their review, though I cannot understand how Commissioner Glenn Powers could not recall and ignore the recommendations and proscriptions of the Oakville study that he helped to author and present to the county council. A change in zoning is an enactment of law, and I am sure that you will all agree that we can have no laws based on misstatements and errors. The council therefore has the duty not to rely on the recommendations of the commission, but it also bears the duty of reverting the prior zoning to the prior zoning, which was based upon that misinformation. After 4 months of sacrificing the time and health and securing data and presenting it to the St. Louis County on how dangerous this facility will be, I have pondered the possibility that it is God's will that this information and my time and the time that others have spent will not be the catalyst that causes the council to do their duty. And I have a copy of the Oakville study, which I'll be submitting here for all of you.
Yeah.
Thank you very, very
All right,
much.
Just give it to Ms. Frank.
Yes,
now.
ma'am.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Introduction of bills, as you get a chance.
Madam Chair?
Oh, excuse me, just a moment.
Can I move to suspend the rules to go back to communications, item number 4, if I may? Somebody could second me?
Second.
All right, there was
May I
a
hold?
second to that?
Yes. there's-
Okay.
I'd like to hold number 4, please.
First of all, there's a motion, been all in favor of the motion? Aye. Opposed? Okay, the motion is made. All right,
May I please revise item number 4 under other communications and hold on the order of business, please?
all right. That was the one that says receive, file, and the agreement be approved
Yes,
as
yes.
recommended? All right, so now it's hold.
Yes, thank you.
All right, so ordered. Okay.
Introduction of bills, Bill number 207, introduced by Councilmember Burkett, an ordinance authorizing the county executive to accept a grant of up to $177,757 from the United States Department of Justice, appropriating the same for support of personnel and equipment for the Police Department Crime Laboratory, authorizing the county executive to execute necessary documents. Bill number 208, introduced by Councilmember Burkett, an ordinance authorizing the county executive to accept a grant of up to $85,634 from the United States Department of Justice, appropriating the same for support of mobile data terminals and desktop computers for the police department, authorizing the county executive to execute necessary documents. Bill number 209, introduced by Councilmember Burkett, an ordinance appropriating and setting apart the sum of $154,117.80 from the unappropriated balance of the general fund for reimbursement for 14 total losses to police department vehicles. Bill number 210, introduced by Councilmember Burkett, an ordinance authorizing the county executive to execute a contract with Metropolitan St. Louis Sewer District for maintenance responsibility of post-construction stormwater best management practices. Bill number 211, introduced by Councilmember O'Meara, an ordinance amending Title 8 St. Louis County Revised Ordinances 1974 as amended Peddlers and Solicitors Code by enacting and adding one new provision to Schedule 1. Bill number 212, introduced by Councilmember Stanger, an ordinance providing for the vacation of 2 sections of Old Butler Hill right-of-way and a portion of Green Trace Lane right-of-way, petitioner Avalon Memory Care, LLC. Bill number 213, introduced by Councilmember Burkett, an ordinance approving and adopting the 2013 update to the strategic plan for St. Louis County. Madam Chair, that is all the bills.
Thank you. Perfection of bills.
Bill number 8, introduced by Councilmember O'Meara.
Hold, please.
So ordered.
Bill number 158, introduced by Councilmember Erby for Councilmember Burkett.
At this time, I move to perfect Bill number 158.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Bill number 158 is perfected.
Bill number 159, introduced by Councilmember Erby for Councilmember Burkett.
At this time, I move to perfect Bill number 159.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Bill number 159 is perfected.
Bill number 181, introduced by Councilmember Burkett.
At this time, I move to perfect Bill number 181.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Bill number 181 is perfected.
Bill number 200, introduced by Councilmember Burkett.
At this time, I move to perfect Bill number 200.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Bill number 200 is perfected.
Bill number 201, introduced by Councilmember Burkett.
I move to perfect Bill number 201.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Excuse me. Motion carries. Bill number 201 is perfected.
Bill number 202, introduced by Councilmember Burkett.
I move to perfect Bill number 202.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Bill number 202 is perfected.
Bill number 203, introduced by Councilmember Burkett.
I move to perfect Bill number 203.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Bill number 203 is perfected.
Bill number 204, introduced by Councilmember Dolan.
I move to perfect Bill number 204.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Bill number 204 is perfected.
Bill number 205, introduced by Councilmember Stanger.
Before we reach number 205, Bill number 205, I would like to move to suspend the rules in order to advance Bill number 212 to the perfection order of business.
Second.
I'm sorry, there was a second? Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The rules are suspended.
Please read Bill number 212 for perfection.
Bill number 212, introduced by Councilmember Stanger.
I move for perfection of Bill number 212.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Bill number 212 is perfected.
Bill number 205, introduced by Councilmember Stanger.
I move for perfection of Bill number 205.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Bill number 205 is perfected.
Bill number 206, introduced by Councilmember Burkett.
I move to perfect Bill number 206.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Bill number 206 is perfected. Final passage of bills?
Bill number 184, introduced by Councilmember Burkett.
Please hold Bill number 184, and that will be the order.
Bill number 190, introduced by Councilmember Burkett.
Please drop Bill 190 from the order of business. I understand that the contractor withdrew their contract, and so that will be opened up again. Am I correct?
No.
No?
Not necessarily, might go to the next lowest bidder.
To the next
It's
lowest?
possible, right.
Okay, all right.
If we drop the bill, does that change things, Bob?
Well, the authorization to contract with that entity is no longer in existence, so, but the process may still go on, but a new bill would have to be introduced to
Gotcha.
authorize a new contract.
Okay, all right, thank
So
you.
it's not going to be open again, is it?
No, it's not necessarily be open, but wherever the contract is, the second lowest bid, they have to come before the council to be approved anyway.
Okay. Do we need to vote on that? Second?
You mean to drop it?
Yeah.
Unless you wanted to?
Nope.
No, I think, Madam Chair, you
Just
should
drop, yeah.
have, you should have a second and vote to drop.
Okay.
Second.
It's okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, all opposed? All right, it is dropped from the order of business. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Bill number 194, introduced by Councilmember Burkett.
I move for final passage of bill number 194.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Erby? Aye. Councilmember Burkett?
Aye.
Councilmember Wassinger?
Aye.
Councilmember O'Meara?
Aye.
Councilmember Dolan?
Aye.
Councilmember Stanger?
Aye.
Councilmember Quinn.
Aye.
Madam Chair, on bill number 194, there are 7 ayes.
Bill 194 is finally passed.
Bill number 195, introduced by Councilmembers Wassinger and Quinn.
I move for final passage of bill number 195.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Erby? Aye. Councilmember Burkett?
Aye.
Councilmember Wassinger?
Aye.
Councilmember O'Meara?
Aye.
Councilmember Dolan?
Aye.
Councilmember Stanger?
Aye.
Councilmember Quinn.
Aye.
Madam Chair, on bill number 195, there are 7 ayes.
Bill 195 is finally passed.
Bill number 196, introduced by Councilmember Burkett.
At this time, I move for final passage of bill number 196.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Erby?
Aye.
Councilmember Burkett?
Aye.
Councilmember Wassinger?
Aye.
Councilmember O'Meara?
Aye.
Councilmember Dolan?
Aye.
Councilmember Stanger?
Aye.
Councilmember Quinn.
Aye.
Madam Chair, on bill number 196, there are 7 ayes.
Bill 196 is finally passed.
Bill number 197, introduced by Councilmember Burkett.
I move for final passage of bill number 197.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Erby?
Aye.
Councilmember Burkett?
Aye.
Councilmember Wassinger?
Aye.
Councilmember O'Meara?
Aye.
Councilmember Dolan?
Aye.
Councilmember Stanger?
Aye.
Councilmember Quinn.
Aye.
Madam Chair, on bill number 197, there are 7 ayes.
Bill 197 is finally passed.
Bill number 198, introduced by Councilmember Wassinger.
I move for final passage of bill number 198.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Erby?
Aye.
Councilmember Burkett?
Aye.
Councilmember Wassinger?
Aye.
Councilmember O'Meara?
Aye.
Councilmember Dolan?
Aye.
Councilmember Stanger?
Aye.
Councilmember Quinn.
Aye.
Madam Chair, on bill number 198, there are 7 ayes.
Bill 198 is finally passed.
Bill number 199, introduced by Councilmember Burkett.
At this time, I move for final passage of bill number 199.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Erby?
Aye.
Councilmember Burkett?
Aye.
Councilmember Wassinger?
Aye.
Councilmember O'Meara?
Aye.
Councilmember Dolan?
Aye.
Councilmember Stanger?
Aye.
Councilmember Quinn.
Aye.
Madam Chair, on bill number 199, there are 7 ayes.
Bill 199 is finally passed.
Moving on to resolutions, Madam Chair. I'm sorry, Councilman Stanger, were you going to,
Pardon me?
were you going to make another motion?
No, I'm not going to move it to final passage.
We have no resolutions this evening, so I'll move to unfinished business. Under unfinished business, item number 1.
The request for the appointment of Dr. Freddie J. Clark to the St. Louis County Board of Police Commissioners be dropped from the order of business, and the request for the appointment of Mr. David R. Spence to the St. Louis County Board of Police Commissioners be held on the order of business, and that will be the order.
Item number 2.
Hold on the order of business, same motion through item number 4. And that will be the order.
Item number 5, 5th District.
Hold on the order of business.
You might want to make a mention that there's a committee of the whole meeting next week on that.
Correct, I'm sorry, there is a committee of the whole meeting scheduled for Tuesday, September 24th, 2013 at 4:30 PM. This is in reference to the authorization to the award for the county courts project.
Okay, so ordered.
Moving on to new business, Madam Chair, we have one prepared order this evening.
I move for adoption of order number 1.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Order number 1 is adopted.
Move adjourned.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?